Welcome to yoga. We're going to start standing today. Actually, I think we're going to use the wall. So move yourself around in your room just to use the wall. We're going to start, actually, I think I'll start here with our hands, palms against the wall. Walk yourself out away from the wall so that you create a 90-degree angle with your body. So you've got the 90 degrees right angle with your torso and your legs, and then the floor and the wall complete the square. So we're just going to start here pushing the palms into the wall and moving our pelvis away from the wall. Finding that length in the spine. If you want, you can wag your tail a little bit here. You don't want the knees locked, but they have like a micro bend, just a slight micro bend. And then you can give yourself a few plies in parallel. My feet are underneath my hips. Toes are facing forward. So you just do a few demi-plies, which means just a softening of the knees, not big enough that your heels come off the floor. So softening the knees just until you get that little calf stretch. Now I'm also lifting my belly towards my spine, and I'm trying to just engage that waist, that area around my waist, just above my hips. Good. Next time you come to that right angle, scoop the pelvis down and tuck the belly button towards that lower spine. Roll through all the way up. If you need to raise your hands a little bit on the wall, that's fine. Press the pelvis forward. Now keep your heels rooted into the ground. Give yourself a little gentle arch. Glutes are engaged. And then push back into that right angle. One more time. Scoop the pelvis down, belly button curves back towards the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're rolling all the way up into like a push-up position. And then we gently press the pelvis forward, reaching those heels into the floor, looking up, dropping the shoulders. Ah, good. One more time. Coming back to that 90-degree angle, maybe give yourself a little plie, stretch those calves, and then start that scooping action, slow and controlled, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up into a gentle arch. And you're getting a great wrist stretch here as well. And come back up. Now we're just going to do a few gentle push-ups, elbows kind of pointing down towards the ground on a diagonal. These shouldn't be too hard. We're just warming up those triceps. And two more. And good. And go ahead and push off and shake those wrists. I tilted my painting a little bit. Yeah, shake those wrists. Good. Excellent. While we're here, let's use the wall. Go ahead and stand on your left leg. Grab the outside of your right foot to the top of the arch. And let's just do a gentle quad stretch. What I want to do is actually tilt the pelvis slightly and then take the top of the knee and send it towards the ground. That's going to really give you that quad stretch. So a lot of times we just grab it and we're like kind of arched in the lower back. What we really want to do, and I'll turn this way, is scoop the pelvis, then send the top of the knee to the floor. I'm also pushing my foot into my hand, which is engaging my arm, which is also giving me a little tricep and bicep strengthener right here. I've just lifted up my left hand, my left arm, to also give myself a little balance challenge. Good. And then when you're ready, you can let go of that. See if you can maintain the balance and just switch to holding the knee to the chest in front of you. And then let's just circle that ankle to the right a few times, and then to the left a few times. Good. Other side. No, there's no shame in using the wall. Yeah. Sometimes I find it really hard to grab my left foot. My right foot just comes up a lot easier. So using the wall really enables me to get into the stretch. I'll turn this way so you can really see. Scoop the pelvis and then send the top of the knee to the floor. Yes, pushing the top of the foot into the hand is going to engage that left arm, and then you can lift the right arm up to get that balancing challenge. Finding a focal point to focus on in front of you, lifting the belly. And then when you're ready, let go of that hand, of the foot, and then bring the knee to the chest, and then just circle that ankle to the right. Ooh, I'm getting a foot cramp. And to the left. Good. Gotta eat some more bananas. Yeah, stretch out those toes. Good. All right, let's just do a few arm and shoulder circles. So let's take those shoulders around, forward and back a few times. Inhale on as you bring the shoulders up. Exhale as you drop them back. This is a good time to drop into our Ujjayi breathing, which is in through the nose and out through the nose. And you're really controlling that exhale. Let's reverse those circles with a soft closure at the back of the throat that enables you to make that hissing sound on the exhale. Good, and let's just add those elbows forward and back. Two more. And reverse. Tracing the widest circle as you can make. Good. And let's just take a few arm crosses. Inhale, exhale as you cross. And you can use your breath of fire here. Now you can really punctuate that exhale. Good, let's take the left elbow on top of the right, hugging the shoulders, lifting the elbows. Now pull your chest back away from your elbows. Drop your chin down to your chest. Feel that delicious stretch between your scapula, those blades, those wing blades behind in the back on your right and left. Woo, it feels so good. If you want, you can just twist a little bit right and left, or twerk, even tilt sort of side to side. Just whatever feels good to get in that spot that's so hard to stretch underneath those scapula bones. Gently open up the arms, slowly. Coming out of that is no joke. And then interlace the fingers behind you. Take those pointer fingers and send them down to the ground, rooting all four corners of your feet into the floor and really opening up the chest. Shoulders are back and down. Breathe. Good. And then the other side, right arm over left. And elbows on top, hugging your shoulders. Lift those elbows. Pull the top of your chest back. Ooh, this side is really tender. Drop the chin to your chest. Breathe here. If you want to do your twerks, your tilts, or your swivels, gentle as you do it. And release gently, gently, gently. This time, let's take the hands in a reverse prayer up the back, the lower back. See if you can get those, the bottom of your palms to kiss each other or at least reach towards each other. And then send the elbows back. Again, I'm rooting all four corners of my feet down into the ground. Belly is lifted. Elbows back, breathe. Yeah, this is good. We have so much pressure on our wrists with being at the computer all the time and using our mouse. Let's just do a few hip openers just to get that up and over the baby gate. We're just lifting that right knee up and over, tapping behind you, up and over, back, up and over. I always like to think of that baby gate we used to have, right? When the kids were little, when you needed to contain them in one area. So we're stepping over that baby gate. Try the other side. It's controlled, as she says as she wobbles. Nice balancing challenge. As we get older, it's amazing how challenging it is to stand on one leg. We used to be able to do it so easily. And somehow, as we age, we actually shrink. I've lost about 1/2 inch in my height. We gain weight, of course. Our equilibrium changes, our hormones change. All of that affects our ability to have our proprioception and then our balance. Go ahead and just push through the feet. I'm just going up and down, giving my feet a little warm up and my calves, just up and down a few times. We don't also spend a lot of care on our feet. And then if you want, you can even push the toes forward and give that front of your foot a little stretch. Rising up, stretching those toes, and release. Let's come into chair. So my feet are underneath my hips. My belly is lifted. All right, getting warm enough in here. I can take one layer off. It's freezing today. So coming into chair pose, my arms are up by my ears. My booty is back, knees over toes, really engaging that belly button and lifting it towards the spine. Let's just breathe here for a minute. Then bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest. Go ahead and twist the chest to the right. See if you can place that left elbow down on your right knee, pressing into the prayer, using that energy between the palms to give yourself a little twist and look over your right shoulder. Take the scapulas down the back. So you want those shoulders dropped. Breathe here. Oh, feeling some nice little cracks in my spine. Now we're going to add a challenge. You can stay here, or you can lift that left leg and shoot it back. into a lunge. Get on my mat. Good. Breathe. If you want, you can open up the arms. You can still be in chair, or you can be in this runner's lunge. Just open up the arms. I use this arm to press against the knee to give myself a little more traction to push myself into a deeper twist. Reversing back through prayer, back through chair, come center, and then let's just stand in mountain for a minute. Maybe pound out the booty, give it a little massage. And the hips. All right, got to do the other side. I'm going to move forward here. Coming into chair. Breathing here. Hands to prayer. Twist to the left. Right elbow goes to left thigh. Pressing into the prayer, look over that left shoulder. Drop the shoulders. Lift the belly towards the spine. You can stay here, or you can shoot that right leg back into that runner's lunge, and then deepen the twist, and then open the arms. Rewind, back to prayer, back to chair, back to center, up to mountain. Good. All right, let's go ahead and just lift that right leg, and let's lift those right arms, both of the arms, straight up. So try and lift that knee as high as you can towards the chest. Beautiful. Go ahead and lay the right ankle on the left knee and come into one-legged chair. Press the right knee down into the floor. Feel that delicious stretch in the right glute. Reach towards the floor. See if you can touch those fingertips. And then if you want, cradle that lower part of your leg in your arms and then come to standing. Rock that baby. And then when you're ready, if you want, drop the knee down and tuck the heel into the groin. And I'll turn towards you just so that you can see. I lost my balance when I turned and changed my focal point. That's how powerful the focal point is. It really stabilizes you. So drop that knee as much as you can down while pulling the heel up. And release. Shake out that standing leg and that standing foot. Just grabbing a little water. And we'll try the other side. So we're going to lift that left knee as high as we can towards the chest. Arms are in parallel. Just root that standing leg. Find that length. Slowly and with control, bend the standing leg, lay the ankle on the knee, and come into one-legged chair, or sometimes we call it 4 because we're making the shape of the number 4. Drop that left knee down towards the floor. Sink into the standing leg, but don't dump into it. Lift the belly button towards the spine. Now you can stay there, or if you want, you can try to reach forward and down, tapping those fingertips on the floor, and then gently hugging that lower leg towards the chest as you stand tall. Drop the shoulders, rock that baby. And then gently grabbing hold of the top of the toes, the top of the arch, send the knee down as you bring the heel towards the groin. Open up the chest. Beautiful. And release. Good. All right. We're going to do a roll down. Starting at the back of our mat, we're going to hang out in forward fold. So find a nice place where your feet are just a little bit inside your hips. Not too wide, but not too close. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale. On the exhale, begin the slow roll down, starting with the head, then the cervical spine, then the rib cage, then the waist, then that lower back and the sacrum. Slow down here because it should feel really good. And then all the way down, wherever you go, when you release your torso over your legs. Shake it out here. Shake the knees and shake the head. Wag the tail, move the rib cage, whatever feels good. Maybe take a nice deep breath in and a big sigh. Whew. All right, yogis, we're gonna hang out here for a minute. If you want, you can play with your balance, shifting your weight over the balls of your feet, and then maybe shifting back onto your heels. And then maybe to the right. And then to the left. And then settling somewhere in the middle. And then releasing the weight of those arms and finding your elbows in your palms. I like to still have a micro bend in my knees here. I'm always an advocate of never locking those knees. I like to think of them as lengthened, but not locked. And this is we're gonna hang out here for a little bit more, so let's just breathe. Feels a little uncomfortable. You can always take the hands away and give yourself a soft little plie, knees over toes, and then come back. You don't have to push, but we are gonna see how it feels spending a little extra time in forward fold. And on the exhale, let's take the hands down to the mat, bend the knees to the elbows, drop the pelvis down to the heels, create that nice curve of the spine, and then shoot the top of the head forward as you come into plank. And let's just hold plank. Breathe. All right, drop those knees, untuck the toes, come down into prayer. This is always a good home base place to come to if you need to rest or rejuvenate. We're just going to do a few little mobility flows here, coming in to a gentle cobra, looking up, inhale, exhale, prayer. Good. All right, coming up onto all fours. Let's arch, look up and round, look down. Just a few cat-cow because that's the yoga bread and butter. And if you want, you can add a little side-to-side action, bringing your right ear to your right booty and your left ear to your left booty, getting a little twerk side to side. And if you want, you can add all of them together, moving in a circle to the right, through arch, right side, round, left side, and then reverse. Good. Coming in to tuck those toes and walk the hands back, just giving the wrists a break for a second. Just tuck those toes and just sit here for a minute. Let's just kind of feel that energy in the feet, the heat, the pressure, a little bit uncomfortable, notice it. If you need to shake out those wrists, this is a good time to do it. And also shake out any bad energy. Coming back onto all fours, go ahead and gently tap the tops of your feet on your mat just to kind of re-energize the blood flow there. And let's do a few leg lifts. Let's take that right leg off the floor and flex it, and the left arm off the floor. We're just going to inhale on the lift, exhale, tap the toe and the fingertips. And actually, it feels better to exhale on the lift. Let's do 10. Good. Other side. Extend the left leg, flex that foot, take off the right arm, and 10 little taps. Good. All right, let's do a nice camel pose. I'm grabbing my blocks and putting them behind me. If you don't have blocks, it's all right. Alternate version is just to place your hands on your lower back, fingertips pointing down, drop the shoulders, press the pelvis forward, and look up. If you have blocks, or if you want to do it without blocks, just with your hands on the floor or hands grabbing your ankles or your heels, inhale, squeeze the shoulders behind you, chin to chest, exhale, press the pelvis forward, and release the head back. And recover. All right, grab some water. We're going to do our pranayama, 20 breaths. I like to double up my mat right here, just give my knees a little extra cushion. 20 breaths, inhaling, Reaching up, looking up, exhaling, coming through prayer. This marks the end of our warm-up. Just gets us really locked into our breath. Whenever you're ready, begin. Three more. On that last one, interlace those fingers and send the palms to the ceiling. Walk the shoulders up the ladder, right, then left, then right, then left, then right, then left. Maybe one more, right, left. Woo, feel that length in the rib cage. Hold that length, let the arms come down slowly. All right, beautiful. Moving right along. Let's take the hands out in front, tuck the toes, come on up into pyramid. Take those feet nice and wide, toes pointing forward. Go ahead and just release the torso forward. Let yourself hang out here for a second. Whew. Heavy head. Maybe a few pliés if you want, just to give those legs a little moment. Go ahead and bend the right knee over the right toe. Take the left hand right in front of the right toes, and then lift the right arm up and look over your right shoulder. Send the weight back. You should feel a great stretch on that inner thigh of the left leg. And you're getting a good spinal twist here. Breathe. And walk over to the other side. You can probably hear all the crows in my backyard cawing. They're encouraging us. Go ahead and twist over to the left. Left arm comes up. Weight is back into the back of the feet. Lift the belly button towards the spine. Push the hand into the floor and see if I can get you to twist a little bit more. Good. And walk the hands back to center. This time you can even grab the ankles and pull yourself down into a nice stretch in pyramid. All right, we're going to do a little dynamic flow here. Just twist to the right, same twist we just did. Inhale, exhale, switch. Now we're going to lift this heart rate a little bit. Inhale, switch, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Two more sets. Good. Take those heels in, bend the knees over the toes, lift the hands up and the torso up into prayer. Press the elbows into the inside of those knees into a sumo squat. This can be really challenging for many of us. Sometimes it's just too painful. If you can, see if you can push into the floor and stand up without touching the floor. Whoo! Shake that out. Shake that out. All right. Let's do a little flow here. Starting at the back of our mat. Just do a few sun salutations, and then we'll get down on the mat and finish up with some abs. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, dive through the arms into forward fold. Inhale, come out halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale, walk the hands into down dog. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Let's just hang out here for a second. Lift that right leg, heel towards the ceiling, but keep the right hip dropped. And now, let's lift that right hip and stack it on top of the left hip. You can even look under your right armpit. Bringing the hip back down, square off those hips, bring the right knee to the right elbow, tap it, send the leg back, and come back to down dog. Down dog is also a great home base. It's a resting pose, if you can believe that. Left leg comes up. Really lift it as high as you can, keeping the hips square. Keeping that standing heel reaching towards the mat. Then when you're ready, stack the left hip on top of the right. Look under the left armpit. See how that changes the stretch and the feeling in your body. Square the hips off again. Take the left knee to the left elbow. Tap it. Send it back. Come into down dog. Now you can come into plank and do a full chaturanga, lowering yourself down, or you can drop your knees and do a half chaturanga down. Come into cobra. Pull the mat towards you as you lift the chest. And lower. Tuck the toes. Push into down dog. And then you can walk or jump the feet towards the hands and roll back to standing. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, dive through. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back into forward fold. Inhale, walk it out to down dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg comes up, step it through, drop the back heel, come into warrior one. Breathe in warrior one. The heel of your right foot should be shooting towards the arch of your left. Energy on the pinky side of your left foot should be wrapping towards the floor. Sink a little lower. Go ahead and lift that back heel. Crescent pose. All right. Feel the lift of the chest towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Good. Let's just come right back. Drop that heel for a minute. Open up into warrior two. That's going to mean flattening out the pelvis. Sink into that warrior two. 3 breaths right here. Very simple. Good. Pinwheel those arms down to the ground. Lift the back heel. Come back to down dog. Do your flow. Plank, full chaturanga or half chaturanga. Cobra. And then back into down dog. And walk or jump the feet to the hands. And roll back up. We're going to do the other side and then we're going to be done with our sun salutations. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, step through. Warrior one, left side. So today we've done just some exploration on where our hips are. When we were in down dog, we lifted the leg, we held it with a square hip, and then we opened and stacked the hips. Same thing here in warrior one, we're trying to have square hips. We can achieve that even better when we lift that heel off and come into crescent. Feel that stretch along the psoas. Lift the chest. And then we can feel a different stretch when we drop the heel and then open up the pelvis, creating that flat line. Sink into that lunge. Wrap those legs back and down. This is so good for your pelvis, so good for your hip flexors, so good for your legs, your spirit. And pinwheel those arms down, lifting that back heel off the ground. Send the left leg back and do your vinyasa. All right, beautiful. 3 sun salutations, and now we're just gonna seal that with tree pose. Beautiful, elegant, simple tree pose. Oh, the floor is just too cold. I can't do it, I have to put on my arm. You won't see my arms, but you'll have to trust that they're there. All right, bring the right leg in. Ooh. Okay. There she is. Find that Zen spot and then lift the arms when you're ready. These leggings are really slippery. It's really hard to keep that leg up. Enjoy your tree. Play with it. Maybe you want to be a weeping willow today. Maybe a cypress. Other side. All right, let's just stand in mountain just for a minute. Close the eyes, chest lifted. It's nice sometimes just to be vertical and simply stand. All right, let's find our way down to the mat. And we'll do a few abs. Very simple here. We're gonna inhale, stretch the body as long as it can go. On the exhale, swing the arms down and come in to boat. Just 10 of these. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Use the arms to help you get up. You can always keep the toes on the floor if that's too challenging to lift them. And then if you want, you can also come to a V. And then extra challenge is that you lift the arms to a V. So you make the call. Nobody knows your body like you do. You can also do a combo and try a V, and then just go back to your simple boat. I think I've got about 3 more. I don't know. I wasn't really counting. Last one, hold wherever you are. Hold, hold, hold. Oh, that's tough. My V was not a V, it was more like a C. Go ahead and let those knees come up and then just drop side to side. Yeah, good. And we're just gonna do tiny little breath of fire here. The feet are in table, hands are behind the head. We're gonna inhale here, exhale, come up. And we're just gonna do little pulses with our breath of fire. Good, that was 10. Come on down, let the knees fall side to side. And we're gonna go back up and do 10 more. These are not super quick, they're controlled, but I really want you to use that breath of fire. So, legs come up, tabletop position, hands come behind the head, elbows are out. Inhale, here we go. Good. Take those legs up in the air, hands underneath your booty, palms down. We're just going to do 10 leg lower and lifts. Now you can just come to about 45 degrees if that feels right to you and lift. You can lower them all the way down and lift. And if you want, you can bring the upper body off the floor and lower and lift. 10 wherever you want. Excellent. Go ahead and cross the right leg over the left and let the knees fall to the left. Take your hands, arms out, shoulder height, palms down, and go ahead and look over your right shoulder. Gentle spinal twist. When you're ready, recover, uncross, recross, and let the knees fall to the right, looking over to the left. And recover. We're going to take a nice big breath here, lifting the arms above the head. Exhale, peel your body off the floor. See if you can get up to sitting. And then we're just going to take a nice, delicious drop forward and release in a forward fold, a seated forward fold. Just hang out here. Walking the hands up slowly. Come to an easy cross-legged position, whatever feels good. And we're going to close today's practice with our hands on our knees, palms up. You can, if you want, you can bring your middle finger and thumb together. And just make sure your shoulders are over your hips. We're just going to sit for a minute. Focus on the breath and just do a bit of a little scan, a little internal check-in. How do you feel? What do you feel? Where do you feel? What's coming up? What's not coming up? Bringing our palms to heart center and our chin to our chest. We will seal today's class with gratitude. We showed up, we did the work. We deserve all the credit. The spirit in me salutes the spirit in you. Namaste. Thank you for coming. See you next time.